Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show.
All right. Let's hurry up.
I know it. I just did 20 minutes of material in probably 25 actually in 17. So, because I did a benefit.
Where were you?
I did this. Maria Bamford hosted this benefit, and it was slightly overbooked, except for that, like all benefits, you know, because it was a great cause. It was $40 to get in. She sold something like over 100 tickets, so that's $4,000.
Oh my
to
God.
this immigrant defense league kind of thing.
Yeah,
I wish I knew the name offhand. That's unfortunate.
Was it Raices?
It wasn't.
Okay,
it's a local one.
Okay,
because she's also started volunteering to drive.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she'll drive people to the kennels.
The kennels?
Well,
what?
They're cages, they're kennels, they're...
The deportation? Wait.
She'll drive, like, family members to visit their loved ones.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah. So,
Jesus.
I was her reference. How weird. Anyway, but it was essentially, a who's who of comics of the week in that show, except for Maria. She's never been a comic of the week, but she gets a bump every week because I'm constantly working with her, so everyone knows. It was Marcella went up first.
Nice.
And then Danielle Perez, and then Maggie May, and then Vince Caldera, who has not been a comic of the week, and then Baron Vaughn, also not a comic of the week.
Dude, this is an amazing lineup.
Yeah, and then
holy shit,
and then me, and it ran a little long. That's all because it was such a great audience.
You had to go last.
Yeah, I went last, and so I was supposed to do 20. So Maria was coming towards me. I was like, I'm just going to do 15. And she's like, yes. But I wanted to do the 20 minutes.
She wants to go home too.
Right. Exactly. We all want to go home. But it was it was great. And this day I did that NASA thing.
Oh yeah.
That was so freaking cool.
Wow.
It was a live streaming.
Yeah. And
then now it's just on, I don't know that website either. It's great, you guys. Just check out my Twitter feed.
NASA.gov, perhaps?
Well, it would be exoplanets.nasa.gov.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And it might be exoplanets, and it might not be.
Okay.
Exoplanets. But it was super fun. It was two scientists, right? PhD astrophysicists, and then me. And I was like, so you want me to do what I do in the Dork Forest where I don't know about the thing that I'm talking to someone about? So we started a very basic, like I'll hear a word and go, well, who is Jay-Z, right? I mean, or what, whatever it is. And so we did, like I didn't know what an exoplanet was. An exoplanet is a planet outside of our own solar system.
I think I knew that.
Right. Other people have
much
other
like an
information.
Exoskeleton is a skeleton outside of our solar system.
Oh, interesting.
It's exactly the same thing, Jackie.
It's exactly the same thing. Super fun. So we did that, and that was over at Caltech. And they offered me, I was going to ask you if you and the boy, I could get a tour of the new Mars rover.
Wow, that'd be cool.
Where you could stand next to it and maybe touch it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I don't know when that would happen, but maybe
that'd be
a
cool.
Small group.
Sure.
Because Andy wants to go, and it turns out so do the two scientists. Because the woman,
you're hooking everybody up.
Well, the woman who offered it to me is an engineer and is building it. Wow. And she is a fan of the Jackie and Laurie show.
No! Yeah. Oh my God, that's
Like,
amazing.
hey, I saw that. I heard on the show that you were doing the NASA thing, and I was like, what? Yes. Are you going to be... She works at JPL, Jet Propulsion Labs, and I was at Caltech. Mm-hmm. And so I did not get to run into her, but she was super nice about the whole thing. And
neato.
And so it seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
She would love to meet you, because she is a fan of the Jackie and Laurie show, and you are Laurie Kilmartin.
No one wants to meet me tonight. I'm in a...
Oh, are you a pill?
Tired and... Oh, I'm a pill and a half.
Well,
I've been doing math homework.
Oh, dude. What kind of math?
Axis. I got to fucking... We're trying to figure out what scale an axis is. And it's not as hard as it sounded. It's just like, could you please
call
just
it something
explain it a
normal?
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just there were like two numbers, and in between the numbers are a bunch of little ticks, little
Yeah.
lines. You have to figure out the
What the
amount,
pattern
the
was?
numbers. The numbers between each line, right? So
Okay.
like they're all evenly divided.
Right. So there's some pattern, and you have to figure it out.
Yeah, you just have to say it starts at 0 and goes to 12, and there's 4 lines in between. It's two per
Yeah.
2 units per line.
Right.
But still, and then there's just other stuff.
Right.
where
You had to decipher it. Yeah.
my kid is just writing joke answers to math problems. Like, why is this da 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 da?
Uh-oh.
Because she lives in an alternate universe. That's not a math answer.
No. You got to get through math before you can play.
Before you
the
can make
sex.
jokes,
Yeah.
you can't joke till you finish math.
Right. Right. Exactly. Please.
And then let's see. Last night I was at. When did we?
It was the night before last.
Right.
So Sunday night we gathered, and then yesterday
Okay.
was Monday. So today's Tuesday.
So Monday was at Hot Tub,
yeah. Oh, right.
and that was fun. It was a sold
Oh, that's
out
a
show.
hot room.
Yeah,
that is
it
such a
is.
hot room.
And then I was like, I don't know. I just wanted to work on some newer stuff. Like, I don't know if I have permission to just do okay
I think you do.
in comedy, like, or do I have
I know
to?
what you mean. You're like, do they have to carry me off stage every time, or what?
Or well, no, not adoration. I just mean like, can I just try stuff and do okay? Like
Yeah.
maybe have 1 or 2 really good
I know-
jokes that
I know what
worked,
you- I know.
and then kind of skate by on my personality or jokes
As you-
about bombing.
As you search for the punchline,
Right? Do I have to bring out like
Everything from the
known
vault?
bits?
Yeah.
And so
Not at Hot Tub.
Well, here's the thing. Somebody made a comment that it was intended as a compliment, but I took it as like, oh, when I walk out on stage, this audience sees me as old.
Oh, right. You told me what they said. It didn't. I read it as that it was that you were. Because here's the thing. There's mainstream.
Uh-oh, Maria's calling you.
Maria's calling me, but she knows that I was coming here, so it's an interesting life choice on her part to do such a thing. I think, because here's the thing about Hot Tub. Hot Tub is essentially an alternative room, right? Or it would be if it were 1999,
Right.
And so
It's at the Virgil.
It's at the
show
Virgil.
is called Hot Tub.
it's called
But
Hot Tub.
It's at the Virgil.
hosted by Kurt Braunohler
and Kristen Shaw.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is a wonderful show.
It's a
And-
great show.
And they are constantly working on new stuff, so that audience is interested in seeing new stuff. So the fact that you did some new stuff.
I did some newer stuff that I
and
was working
you
on.
killed.
No, I didn't kill. And I did one chunk. It was like the 5th time I did it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not interested in pursuing this anymore.
Oh, that
it has
joke?
has one laugh in it, and I don't think there's anything more there. And it's like dun dun dun, and I'm like, and while I was finishing it up, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this one. I
you
gave
say
it
that?
no.
Okay, I wish you
should've.
would've.
I gave it a try. I gave it 5 tries over
Yeah,
the past 2
yeah.
weeks, and it doesn't interest me enough to pursue, even though it's got one laugh in it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
there's
feel
nowhere
like
to
it
go
has
with it?
any other branches that I want to go.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
it's so the topic is so full of obvious places to go that to find any sort of
To find something interesting.
some little stream that goes off in a different way, I don't know. I don't know that it's there, and it's anyway. I was just like done.
Okay,
I did my due diligence on
Yeah.
this one note I wrote.
Right. And I think sometimes, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, but then, and again, someone complimented me, but it was like, you killed in front of that young hipster crowd. And I
Yeah.
was like, I wonder if, like, when I walk out on stage, the first thought there is like, oh, that's an older lady. Eee. Or is it anything? Or are they just like, oh, here's comedian, this
Number
comedian.
7.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are thinking. And I think of myself as a comic, but if this is like a crowd that's, not hyper comedy fans, I'm just number 7 coming out there, and do they think of me as like, oh, a middle-aged woman? And then if that's the case, do I have to immediately start killing because the first people's first impression of middle-aged women is like Kathy cartoons. You know what I mean?
Right. I think you're overthinking it.
Okay.
But
fair enough.
Right. But because I think because I could see why you might think that, because we spent all of our time going, okay, you got to be fast, you got to get to the jokes, because they aren't used to seeing women at all.
Right.
But then as I got better, as the career just kept going, I was like, oh, I'm just another comic doing a set, and then and then
that's what I think in my head. But you don't know what people.
But when I started, I thought, because everybody kept introducing me as this woman comic,
right,
and so it got in my head.
Yes.
So if you're in your head and no one's introducing you as as an older
this veteran, this lady's done everything. By the way,
Finally.
I haven't done everything, so now I feel even worse because I've had a long career. I apparently should have done everything by now, and I fucking haven't, so don't introduce me that way.
Right. How come I'm not on a spaceship telling jokes?
She's done HBO. No, I didn't do HBO. Do I have to spend a minute lecturing the audience on what I didn't do now?
Do you want to get into the Letterman thing?
No.
Okay.
But who? I'm only interested in current hosts.
Oh, fair enough.
Who's this guy?
It's
but it was fun, and so then tonight I was at the Ice House.
Oh yeah.
And so a couple of jokes that I think are like a preamble to an existing bit, I think kind of help it along, just add a few more laughs, and that seems to be pretty consistent. And then again, I guess I thought I was doing 10, so I was like, I'll work on this thing, and then I didn't get the light. I was like, oh fuck, I must be doing more. So then I just started doing some, stuff that I already, because again, like the booker changed at the Ice House.
Yep.
I don't know how in I am. Am I allowed to just be fuck off on fuck around on a Tuesday night? I don't know.
Did they ask you for avails, or did you send them?
They asked, yeah.
Nobody's asked me yet.
Oh. Well, they should. They should.
Well, Jan used to ask, so...
he never asked me.
Oh, okay, yeah, so... Well, then I guess it's fair. The big switch. You only get one of us. You only get one of us, Ice House. I was at you for years with Jan, and now you get Kilmart.
But I just don't know how much I'm... that's my new thing I'm worrying about. Like, do I do 100% new? Do I do 20% new and 80%, new stuff I'm still working on that has enough laughs where if the thing I change, doesn't work, I still have a decent set,
I tried to do the thing in Microcosm tonight where I'm going to stick the one joke in the middle and then I'm going to try to close on this other thing. And it almost worked. And I closed on it anyway because I wanted out because the show had gone a little long. So, and it was a delight, and everyone was getting, kind of mobbed by the crowd afterwards, and people said very nice things to me too. But they were talking to everybody, saying how great the show was, because that's a great lineup, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Marcella had to follow the woman talking about the plight of the immigrants because she wanted to go first, though. She wanted to go first.
Sure.
Too funny. Oh my gosh, Barron has this new bit about he was in Hawaii when the missile scare.
Oh,
he's got
the one where they thought
that everyone was going to die.
Okay,
yeah,
in Hawaii, right?
Yeah. And
that was just a mistake by a government employee,
right? Some supposedly error.
Oh, I see.
Oh no, the nukes aren't coming.
Okay.
So he had some amazing stuff. Maggie May has a boyfriend and has like 15 minutes on it, and it's awesome. And then Danielle was so great. She had all this stuff, some of the stuff that I had heard a little bit before, and is tighter and great. Mm-hmm. And then Vince Caldera, who we've known since he was a baby.
Oh my God.
Continues to get better. Love him. All good. Everybody,
that's great.
Yeah, it was super fun. And
it's new stuff is fun, but tightening up stuff is like the real work.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's hard.
And finding the order.
Because you're like, oh, this thing again, but there's something there. Mm-hmm. You just have to carve it out a little bit.
It's just 10,000 hours of
that's it.
Just run it. And when it works, like I've got this thing working right now, that it like I found the right pause. And you know where I found that pause? On the Santa Monica Pier doing that weird outdoor show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I found that pause because there were helicopters. And I couldn't get the joke out.
Interesting.
As fast as I usually get the joke out. So I had to pause, and everyone had a chance to get the joke.
Ah.
So everyone wins. And I learned that I should hush. Just give it a beat.
Silence is just as important as the speaking. It really is.
Hey, do you want to do a Max Fun break? Let's do it.
Macho Man to the top rope. The flying elbow. The cover. We've got a new champion.
We're here with Macho Man Randy Savage after his big win to become the new world champion. What are you going to do now, Match?
I'm gonna go listen to the newest episode of the Tights and Fights podcast, oh yeah.
Tell us more about this podcast.
It's the podcast of power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey, woke discussions, man, and jokes about wrestlers' fashion choices, myself excluded, yeah.
I can't wait to listen.
Neither can I. You can find it Thursdays on Maximum Fun. Oh yeah, dig it.
Wait, we're at 15? That's it? Mm-hmm. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I thought I'd start early with the Max Fun plug.
Oh, boy.
It's also a good way to find out where we're at subtly until somebody says, "What? So wait, we're at 15?"
Well, yeah, when Kyle looked startled when you asked him, I was like, this isn't good.
All right. So last week I forgot to tell you a great story about how, because I've been recording all my sets and then not listening to them. Mm-hmm. I'm in that mode right now, which is not cool.
It's awful. They start to pile up behind you. Yeah, it's horrific.
It's just a nightmare.
Right.
So, I recorded in Phoenix all weekend, and on Saturday for a show, I recorded essentially. I didn't record because I didn't put it on airplane mode. And so my phone rang 2 minutes and 16 seconds into my set.
Oh, so you just had to turn the whole thing off?
And I did not take the call as usual.
Okay.
Right. So, completely bananas. Anyway.
Pete Davidson, but he got in trouble because I guess he went on a news organization called a tirade against an audience member who was recording a set. Here's the thing. Don't record sets.
Oh, audience members?
Yeah.
Don't.
You just can't do it. And so
it's not, I know you're having a good time. Just don't do it.
Why? Maybe it was a tirade. Who knows? And I don't know, we're not at the show. We don't know how long the person was doing it. I think there were multiple people doing it. And,
what? Well, then there is recordings of exactly what happened.
Maybe.
Right? So
I actually I grabbed somebody's phone and deleted video.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, at the Broadway.
On the stage?
Like, I don't know, last time I was in New York, like maybe a month and a half ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had some...
I couldn't believe he gave me his phone.
Yeah.
And then he did, and I just deleted the videos until I came to whatever video. He had been taping a lot.
Oh, my God.
But I don't care if Pete was unfunny during his like it doesn't matter
during the tirade.
Yeah,
no, the tirade isn't supposed to be funny.
Sometimes
a tirade is full of rage.
Yeah, and it's not good comedically to get into that emotional space. No, it's not good.
Nope.
But you know what?
Human,
fucking stop recording shit.
Yeah,
you're driving comedians crazy.
Wait a minute. We don't come to your job.
Oh no. I actually have come to someone's job and knocked a dick out of their mouth. I have done that, Jackie.
Don't you love the twists on the I don't come to your job and knock the dick out of your face? I love the I don't come to your job and jump on the bed while you're working.
Sure.
That was a classic. I don't knock the fry basket out of your hand.
I think I heard some of these classics recently even.
Well, they're what the kids call stock. Everyone can use them. Everyone can use them. And I had some woman go and it was so interesting because I saw her get surprised that I was funny.
Yeah.
It was such a weird,
What?
It was a weird sequence.
She was recording you?
Well, I was on stage.
Where was this?
Where was it? It was on the road.
Okay.
It might have been I don't know where it was. Actually.
That narrows it down to 200 cities.
Exactly. No shit. But whatever it was, but I don't think she knew who I was, which is par for the course. And so I get up, I start doing stand up, and I literally, you know how you could see people in the audience's face? I saw surprise. She's laughing. And then there's like this kind of realization of, oh, this is actually quite good.
I'm in good hands.
And
a professional has taken the stage.
She picks up her phone and starts recording me.
What?
Yeah. And I look away, and I look back at her, and all of a sudden she's recording me. And I finish the thing I'm saying, and then I said, I think you got enough on that recording to remember what I look like and to know that you had a good time. Why don't you turn that off now? And she was like, okay. And then she turned it off. It was such a weird, surreal, like the whole arc of me recognizing her
right.
Like, he was like, what did you think was going to happen? You're coming out hopefully to a comedy show that you did some research in. No, you didn't. And then you got there and you were pleasantly surprised to find out that you enjoyed this comedian, so that you decided to record it.
Listen, you can record somebody being attacked. That's fine with me.
Please
you don't
do.
have to help. But
Oh
do
my
not
God,
record
that would also be
comedy shows.
Hey, remember that old chestnut about the starving children and the film crew?
No.
Oh, it was
something like that. Yeah.
It was always like, why didn't the film crew feed the people?
Yeah.
Why instead of filming the starving people?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure, you could do both. I hate these arguments of why didn't you do... Maybe they did both.
Yeah, maybe they did both.
Maybe they brought a power bar with them and gave it to the kid. Did you ever think of that? And then started recording.
It's a small ad for Power Bar, you guys.
I can't believe we don't have a single advertiser at our door wanting us.
I don't. I do them for the Dork Forest.
I know.
And it's fine. Obviously, they're fine. It's so much work.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, and it's not,
Jackie, I was just complaining because it feels good. Okay.
Oh well, then I'm not here to stop the joy. It's I'm going tomorrow. This day has been so very busy.
Did you enjoy your day of relaxation? You canceled a Dork Forest.
Yes, I did.
Yesterday, did your Pilates.
Monday. I did my Pilates.
How's that going?
It's right. It's more of a physical therapy Pilates kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it's good if I can do it twice a week. Mm-hmm. If I'm doing it once a week, I stiffen up almost immediately.
Oh.
So I have to do it on my own.
Okay.
And but so I did it.
You could probably find you could probably find Pilates studios in Austin this week, right?
Oh, that's true.
I mean, for sure you can.
Right. Here's but if I'm going to find things on the road, that's what I'm supposed to find on the road.
Gotcha.
And I do not. Do you know what I find? I find a bed. Here's what's happening. So I fly tomorrow to Austin, Texas. It'll be over when this airs.
Yeah.
But so I haven't done it in years, and
I haven't done it since my dad was diagnosed with cancer.
Was that 6 years ago?
Yeah, I died in 2014, so 2013. God damn! Fucking have me at the club, god damn it!
Right. I got it because of the fallout, of course. Somebody canceled, and so I haven't been there. But I think I featured for Maria the last time I was there, and because we did Moon Tower one year, you and I did,
right.
And but the crazy thing is. When I work with Maria, they put me up at that club, puts me up at a different hotel.
Yeah.
So the hotel that they have me at, it was a Holiday Inn. And I remembered 6-7 years ago when I was there and that the Holiday Inn was not great. So I go to Yelp and I look up the Holiday Inn to see if it has been renovated. And it has not. The Yelp reviews of the last 5 months, they're like, it was filthy. It's foul. It's so gross. Like 3 different reviews. And so I asked if I could not. And I was like, I understand you guys have a deal with them, but there is less than a half a mile from this Holiday Inn. There's the glorious Hampton Inn, which I love a Hampton Inn, as we know. And it is $120 a night, plus tax and whatever. But instead, so they said they wouldn't book it, but I could have a buyout.
Right. So they'll just give you money for the hotel.
They give me money for the hotel. And get this, I got that Hampton Inn for $2. I made $2, $1.50. Made $1.50 right
Oh,
there.
my God.
4 nights, so $600 for the hotel.
Right.
And my hotel was $598.
Wow.
Change. Yeah, it was weird.
Well, let them know so they can
I did.
switch over to the Hampton.
I did. I sent it off to everybody, and I said, "Look, here's a receipt, and thank you very much." And then I also, because they're not sending someone to pick me up, they're just doing a Lyft, right? They're
Okay.
like, just take a Lyft and tell us what it is. A Lyft to and from that airport, and then someone to come pick me up each night for the gig. I got a rental car for $120 for the week. For 4 days.
And you're free during the day to drive.
Yeah. And Mark Maron told me about this barbecue place that's far away that I want to go to called Opie's.
Okay.
And I want to do that.
That sounds great.
But maybe I could also drive to Pilates. Or that.
You can do Pilates and Opie's on the same day.
I
You do
could.
Pilates and then Opie's.
Right.
Don't do Opie's first and then Pilates.
Right, because it's all core work. See, here's what I like about the Pilates physical therapy thing is that it's not. The reason I hurt my knee so many years ago is because I had a personal trainer who was like, lunges. You want to do lunges.
Lunges fucking kill my knees.
They hurt your knees.
Yeah, they're not good for you.
They're not good for you. And so I'm on this. And I always feel bad that I'm taking Pilates as physical therapy because I did that joke on Conan about how Pilates wasn't real. And there's a giant...
There is a picture of you in many Pilates studios.
There's a
and they've been
picture of
ordered
Joe
not to help you.
Pilates. Did you know his name is Joseph Pilates? And he was a strongman at the circus, and he made all of... I get like these history lessons about Pilates from the Pilates instructor. He used bed frame coils to provide resistance initially, and then he had like this other thing. He's got all these sort of, the whole thing is sort of like found items that then they made very specifically out of plastic, and now it's all very expensive.
Interesting. I think the founder of Bikram is a rapist.
Is his
Different
name
story.
Larry Bikram? What happened?
It's Louis Bikram.
Louis Bikram.
No, but I do love the Bikram.
You were on fire on Twitter this week.
Why?
Because, in the last couple days anyway, you've been finding articles and crazy things, and I'm like, where did she... And I was like, oh, that's what she does for a living.
Yeah.
So...
I'm mired in the muck of this administration.
Yeah, you're buried in the... But did you see that woman who you did? I think you were the one who tweeted it. Mm-hmm. Who... She's a lawyer, and her boss, the lawyer...
She disappeared off Twitter.
She scrubbed her...
Okay, this lady, her
Sarah.
Twitter name was Sarah Nevada 1.
Yeah.
So she just...
I screenshot the original tweet.
Oh my gosh. She tweeted that her boss had just sent a text to her instead of somebody else, and it was talking about wanting to fuck her and hoping she comes with her tits out or something.
Yeah, I hope Sarah has her tits out, because I may have to fuck that.
Yeah.
And that was the text she received from her boss.
Right.
And
then,
one of the partners in the
she
law firm.
Kind of live tweeted the spiraling of her
them
boss
panicking.
going, oh, what the fuck did I just do?
So great.
And then she was calling a lawyer and cleaning at her desk, and it's like, why are you quitting? And she said, I can get a job anyplace. No big
Yeah,
deal.
she's fine. Yeah.
But I mean, she disappeared. I don't know who. No one knows what her real name is or anything.
Oh, really?
As far as I know,
right. Well,
because Sarah Nevada isn't a name. It's just
a name and a state.
It's a makeup name,
right?
So I'm dying to know what happened. It was
Right.
it was a fascinating sort of.
It was 2
She didn't
hours.
seem to get pissed. She was like, this I'm going to handle it, and the replies were either women going awesome or men going, oh, you can't even tell a joke anymore. You know, why can't you just blow it off and be cool? And
Yeah, why can't you just blow it off and be cool? Because we're the last generation. Why, you stupid dum-dum, that's going to allow you to say something gross accidentally, that you were calling us a cunt and we heard about it.
yeah.
So
I hope, are we the last generation?
Well, I think a bigger
hope
portion
so.
of her generation and every generation after us
Yeah.
are even, the men are just like, what the hell happened? And so there's still plenty of dirtbags and dum-dums.
Yeah.
Like, there was a couple of women who were like, well, this is really going to hurt his life. And she's like, yeah, I don't care. don't think you understand that.
Here's the thing. It won't. They all fucking bounce back. Mark Halperin, who's a journalist who was accused of putting his dick on women's shoulders and telling them, if you don't do this, it's going to hurt your career. That guy, okay, so he went away for a year and a half.
A year and a half?
He has a book deal. It's coming out in November where he's interviewed tons of Democratic consultants. They all agreed to sit down and be interviewed by him about beating Trump. It's like they come back. Their careers are not ruined. If they're actual hardcore rapists like Harvey Weinstein, maybe he's going to go to prison. Okay, so what's his face? Epstein committed suicide. Those are the worst cases. Those guys are getting some sort of punishment, but everybody else seems to bounce back at some point.
Even that, and I can't believe I can't remember his name, but why would I? Who cares? Because he's the boxer guy who raped people.
Oh, Tyson?
Ear? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's a fucking movie star.
Right, and he has like a one-man show about it. And it's like, it's banana land. So you're right.
So if you're a woman, don't worry. Your boss will... He'll find more work before you do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, he will be making
You don't have to worry about them.
Yeah, feel free to...
seem to bounce back just fine.
Yeah, just essentially by telling the rest of us, we can at least try to avoid him. So it's a warning. It's like that comic who that I wrote the thing about.
Oh, right, that guy.
And how he would walk up to women seated at a table, and so his crotch was the same level as their face, and he would stick his crotch into their face and ask them how they were doing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, boo.
It's so
gross.
It's gross, and it's like not clever. If you're going to harass me, could you at least be clever?
Right.
Some guy from I think from Google is being let go, but with like a massive
buyout,
massive payment after doing. It's just like they always win.
What about the New York Times guy who was called a bedbug? You also posted that.
Oh my God, what an amazing story.
I don't understand. I never found the original thing where he called him a bedbug. I started following afterwards.
So this guy named Brett Stevens, he's just a moron. He's like so clueless, doesn't believe in climate change. Oh, I lament the tone of discussion and discourse. He's one of those guys, right? And so somebody had just tweeted a tweet basically to himself because almost no one responded to it because the New York Times has bed bugs. And so we said maybe something like the bed bug, it's a metaphor. It's Brett Stevens.
Yeah.
So Brett Stevens.
Was that it?
That's it. It's the whole thing. Almost zero interaction digitally with anybody.
He said he got 9 likes and 0 retweets.
Exactly. So, I guess Brett Stevens searches his name constantly.
I guess he must have.
And he also pretends that somebody else told him. Oh, really? Because he didn't tag you, and only 9 people liked it. You're gonna really?
Which of those 9 people do you know?
Yeah. You have, it's you or it's somebody you're hiring, and I'm sure the person you're hiring wouldn't even bring up the bet. It was fucking him.
It was him.
It was him.
He just YouTube Googled his own name.
So he found out where this guy works. He's a professor at a university. He emails
George Washington.
Yeah,
and he's a poli-sci professor, communications guy.
He emails that guy, and he CCs the guy's boss. He finds out who the boss is. What a fucking asshole.
Just the lamest whiner in the whole wide world.
And then he just was trashed on Twitter. What a delight. That's when it's fun to be a comic and it's fun to be online, right?
Right. It was pretty great. And this professor, and it was pointed out that if he would have been non-tenured, because he was trying to get him. Yeah, he was trying to get him fired. That's what Brett.
And he pretended like he wasn't.
Right, and because
so
he put his whole.
Why does the Times? There's so many fucking good writers that could write shit out a column a week that would be awesome. Why do they put up with this shit?
I know
it just keeps happening. Mediocre people keep getting more work.
Right.
God. And then he's off Twitter today. He closed his Twitter account.
Yeah. You said, well, this is the reason why. And you're like, well, go. Ugh. Don't let the door hit you. I think it's time for Comic of the Week.
What time
What do you
is
think?
It?
33 minutes in.
I thought we were at 40. But our comic of the week's really funny.
Really funny.
Her name's Kristal Adams.
Yes. Kristal with a K.
And Kristal.
And her Twitter handle is The Dark Kristal.
The Dark Kristal.
Which Kyle has decided wins the internet tonight.
Yes.
She wins Twitter right now. That's it. Kristal Adams.
Yeah.
Ed Forever? Oh, okay.
Wow.
All right.
Big deal.
Big deal,
Big
Kyle.
deal toninie.
Kyle's nerd cred is, you know what it is? It's rad. That's what Kyle's nerd cred. And
But yeah, she's very funny on Twitter too. So
oh, good. Yeah.
Follow her. For some reason, I wasn't following her, and I found some tweet she said about I have news for you. You're not gonna write on that plane. I was like, oh my god, how could she tweet at me directly? But I hadn't been following her before. But she's really funny.
Oh, that's great. And she, I was watching one of her sets.
Yeah.
I think it was an old JFL set, and I
Yeah.
remember seeing her do that joke live here in LA, and it was the one about her being a Lyft driver.
Oh, cool.
Which I thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah.
So look up her vids and find her some work, you guys. I'm sure she has work, but who doesn't want more work?
I want more work.
I know it.
Mike, when do I get to be a comic of the week? I want the bump.
Are you working this week? That's right. Aren't you going on Thursday?
Yeah, but I'll be back. Oh, so this week I will be at a winery in Livermore, California on Friday night on the 6th, September 6th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because this one drops
right
after Roosters.
Right, because you're doing Roosters
Yes.
this week.
And then I come back and I do your show at the Dynasty on the 7th.
That's right. Dynasty Typewriter, 8 p.m. It's going to be a Jackie-cation.
Jackie and Friends.
And Friends. And I just, I tried, I asked so many people. And so everyone who didn't get asked was not in front of me at the time. So
That's the way it goes, man.
it was...
Probably how half these clubs book, right?
Oh, I think so. Don't you
Yeah.
think? It's so the week of the so the 7th is definitely. Wow, I don't have it in my book. Good call.
You should. It's your show.
It's my show.
You don't want to be reminded of that on Twitter at 4 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. So, so it's Virginia Jones and you, and Winter Spears and Kira Sultanovich and Janelle James.
Damn.
So it's a hell of a show.
That's a
and,
great show.
I will host it, and it should be super fun.
So Dave Chappelle had a CD drop. A Netflix special drop.
Okay.
You haven't watched it, right?
No, I haven't watched it.
I've just seen clips.
The only thing I want to see, I haven't seen Wanda Sykes, and I want to see
Wanda's
They Ready.
is really good. What?
I want to see the They Ready sets.
Yeah.
Tracy Ashley
Yes,
and April
yes,
Macy
yes, yes.
and Ada Rodriguez.
Yeah. As much as I want to see comedy, yeah.
Well, that's it. I don't want to see any.
I mean, I
comedy.
hardly have any time to watch TV, and I'm watching this thing about the family, that Christian cabal. I have to watch Dairy Girls. I got some comedies lined up I'm behind on, and there's some whole bunch of shit I made notes about that I haven't watched.
I just realized I am home for 2 whole weeks until I go to see the Comedy Works. I go to the Comedy Works.
Cool.
On September 18th.
That's nice.
And I'm
Are
going
you
to
do
see
some yard work?
Andy has been loading rocks into our front yard.
You know, my mom, when my dad was working overseas, my mom got really depressed, and she would go into the backyard with empty milk cartons, and she would just pull rocks out of the dirt and put them in milk cartons, and then move the rocks to the front of the house where she wanted there to be rocks.
Wow.
And she did this for years, and then the house ended up being torn down because the neighborhood was raised to put up condos.
Oh, so those rocks ended up being useless?
Yeah.
Andy bought rocks.
Giant waste of time and energy.
Right, but Andy bought rocks. Did you know that you can buy rocks?
Of course, yeah.
And so
You can buy trees as well.
hundreds and hundreds of pounds of rocks being wandered around. Yes. Oh, I was gonna, but the 2 weeks that I'm home, and I'm going to see Heart. I'm going to see a band.
Wow.
A musical event.
I used to love Heart.
Yeah?
Remember the album where they're
Nope.
kind of like in these gypsy clothes on the cover?
Probably.
It was 2 sisters. It was the Wilson sisters
Yeah.
banging the 2 brothers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like there's a lot of emotion in that band at the time. And then they broke up and they're still working together. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what this is going to be like, but Andy
awesome.
really Heart was the first band I ever saw live.
Yeah.
And Andy has always enjoyed Heart.
Wow.
So we will go see Heart. It started because Valerie Tosi, previous Comic of the Week, I
Yes.
believe, she was on the Dork Forest, and her dorkdom was concert venues.
Oh.
And she was talking about how much she likes to go to the Hollywood Bowl, but she likes to go with a lot of people so that she can valet park. Because then everyone can pitch in, because it's like $80 to valet park at the Hollywood Bowl. But you get your car. And if you have 4 or 6 people in that car, it's only 20 or, it could be as little as $15 a person.
Yeah.
For valet parking.
Yeah. Walking to the Hollywood Bowl, like if you parked a little north on Barham or...
Like at the Kodak or something?
I don't know. I'm just... What?
There's a shuttle.
Near Universal Studios.
Oh, really?
You pay like $15 to park there, and you get a free bus right there and back.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Is it by the subway station in Universal?
Yeah.
But waiting for the bus after the show, that's when I'm at that point. I would call a helicopter to pick me up. I do not.
I saw that movie 2 weeks notice. So
I do not. But Chappelle had a special. And,
you're right.
Yeah,
And
but I
you
haven't.
didn't get
I've
to
just
see it.
seen. I've seen clips.
And the critics panned it or something? There was some trouble?
Yeah.
But which critics? And were they credible?
Or I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen his special, so I can't say. But I have. He's apparently talks about trans people again, and it's Jackie's yawning. That's how tired we are.
Right. I'm so sorry.
You never yawn.
I know.
I constantly yawn. But my whole comedy career, I've seen, and it's mostly guys, straight guys, talking about gay sex, and it's this weird obsession with sex you're not having. And that you don't,
and you don't even want.
Yeah. So,
but you're like, I still think about it.
Yeah, it's so, but it's so strange. I've always thought, like, I understand gay comics talking about being gay,
Yeah.
and gay sex, and straight comics, whenever they
If
talk
write a
about
sex
dating,
joke.
they're basically talking about being straight.
Yeah.
It's called dating because it's straight is the default,
Right, it's the white people
image
default
of
thing. Yeah,
humanity, right? But you're talking about being straight,
Yeah.
but straight people really obsessing about gay or any sort of that sex that they're not having is so weird to me.
Right.
I understand a couple jokes, but some people just they fucking dig deep.
Right.
And
I
it
don't even
seems like
understand it.
Chappelle keeps coming back. It's like I don't know. It's a
Is there
weird
something
thing.
we don't know, Dave?
There's a weird thing to be obsessed about. Right?
It is, but I don't
because it's not about you. And like I was thinking, like Bill Burr had some very funny stuff on Caitlyn Jenner, right? And he did it on Conan. He got a lot of flack from it about it, but I always felt like he was talking about himself reacting to the transition from Bruce to Caitlyn, right?
Okay.
And the joke was about, I need a little extra time or something. Do you remember that thing?
No, but that's unfortunate because I have a comparable. But
Check
it's
it out
just a
and just
bridge.
make sure.
It's fine. I should probably
Okay.
check it out. Though.
Yeah, just check it out. But the point is he was talking about his own feelings, which I think is totally that's what a comic you're
Yeah, that's what
examining
you
yourself.
do.
But when you pivot around and just the spotlight is on someone else and their genitals and how they have sex, it's like why do you care that much about it?
Right,
I don't
and that's
get it.
exactly what you're doing. They turn it around and they're just like, so let me get this straight, and then there's like,
How does it fit in there?
Which is it? How tall do you gotta be?
This has to go out of there, not in there. Like what do you? Why do you?
I know it's. I think,
And maybe once I get it. Like I'll put this on my first CD, but you're coming back again and again. You can't get this off your fucking mind,
Right.
Like you're like, there's more jokes here. I don't know that there is.
No, there isn't. There's 3 jokes there, and you've done them. It's. But I will say that I noticed because I was listening to my own damn albums to do this stuff, right? And on every album, I either in passing mention my weight or how often people think I'm gay. And they're just, and I try to change the throwaway lines in each album, But I do notice that I do mention it on every album. But these are ongoing things that people, that this society still cares what I weigh about.
Their reaction
Yes.
to you, and
Right.
so your reaction to their reaction.
Right, which I suppose, and it is not a deep dive at all. But it does, because and this is a sweeping generalization. Allow me to jump right into it. That I do think that men have been raised to think about all the different kinds of sex a lot more, and we are raised to not think about it at all. That we're just supposed to lie there and think of England or some fucking thing, and so they're expected to obsess about it. And so they obsess about all the different ways that it can be. So maybe that's what wheel comics are doing.
Maybe that's why it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, because
Nothing gets me hornier than England.
wait, I thought it'd be Ireland.
No, I it's weird. I think that was something like a phrase from Victorian times, but Queen Victoria herself was so fucking horny for Prince Albert. They fucked nonstop. They had like 9 kids.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Like she wasn't a lay back and think of anything.
Right.
It was active royal
Right.
fucking
It was-
on a level we haven't seen since.
Well, maybe Merkel or
She's not-
whatever. Angela Merkel.
Oh, well, Angela Merkel is an elected official. She's not a member of the royal
And
family.
probably not
Meghan
fertile anymore.
Markle, probably. Angela Merkel has at least 6 kids.
Really?
I think she has 6. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's an incredible badass that we don't even appreciate like we should.
Well, my theory about the Germans, they get to be the good guys in World War III.
Oh, yeah.
That's my theory, because they admit that's how it goes. You admit the worst thing you ever did, you get to be the hero in the sequel.
Oh.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
And plus, did you see that Full Frontal where Samantha Bee interviewed talking about reparations to African Americans? And
I didn't see it.
Oh, it was just I just saw it as a clip, like as a piece on. So she went to interview the guy who runs that company or runs that foundation.
Yeah.
And she's like, I did not expect you to be a white man. And he goes, I am German. And she goes, oh, that makes more sense. Because I guess the Germans pay reparations to Jewish families for World War II. And so it's a great model to base any sort of reparations for African Americans on.
I wonder how... I haven't heard of many Holocaust survivors saying they get reparations.
Well, they're all 107 now.
I know, but
I think
wonder
their families.
Right. How do you make up for killing 14 family members? How do you pay? It's...
I don't know, but what it is it's an acknowledgement of guilt.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
And so it holds the power of at least that.
Yeah.
The sort of the admission of guilt, and then some sort of monetary amends is weird. You're right, but it's a classic.
Like, how would you even go to Otto Frank and go, how do we pay you for Anne and Margot and your wife?
Right, and you have to make a value, and that's what insurance companies do. They value your life, and they put a dollar.
Oh,
sign
I
on it.
had life insurance.
Yeah.
And it was $49 every quarter.
Okay.
And it paid $250,000.
Okay.
If I died for 10 years. So that term just went up. Mm-hmm. Now here's the offer that they now made me: $79 a month and $25,000 if I die. I'm like, wow, that's okay.
That's all right.
I'll keep it.
We got
we are. I mean, that's an astonishing decrease in
value,
in money,
right? Yeah. So it's more out. Yeah, there's
250. I thought if I die, because I was thinking with the aneurysm, I'm like, oh, my kid will be set.
Well, you just want to be able to pay off the house.
Yeah, but he
That's
won't
what you
be
wanna do.
set now for $25,000. That's my funeral.
Right.
I want a nice fucking $25,000
You want
funeral.
a nice funeral. You don't need to just have someone. My father is occasionally, he's rarely crude.
Yeah.
But about his death, he is sadly crude. He said on more than one occasion, he would just he thinks people should just shove a bone up his ass and then let a dog drag him into the woods. And you're like, holy What?
Wow.
Where
He's
did
not
you
allowed to
read
plan
that?
his funeral.
Yeah, well, and as both my brother Russ and my sister Darla have told him, you're being planted in between your mother and your first wife. And he's like, well, I was thinking I'd be at the VA. And I believe my sister said to him, I'm not going to 2 funeral. I'm not going to 2 graveyards. So if you want to be visited, you should be put next to grandma.
So where's your stepmother buried?
She's next to her brother, or not her brother, her parents, but in Cudahy, a town over.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Andy's dad is in shotgun shells in our house.
Wow.
Yeah, because he wanted all of his ashes put into shotgun shells and shot off. But it turns out there's lots and lots of ashes. So we have like 10 shotgun shells.
Oh, that's...
And Clyde's wife was like, asked Andy if he wanted one. He's like, there's a really nice shotgun here. Because Clyde was a bird dog. He used to hunt quail or something like that. And Andy was like, no guns. I've got nothing. I don't know what, because everyone, they had guns his whole entire life. And he's like, I don't want to. One time for my birthday, he took me to the gun range because I had never fired a gun and I really wanted to. Oh, yeah. There's a gun range in Van Nuys. And we walk into the gun range on my birthday, and it's like a bowling alley with headphones.
Right.
So there's a barrel of headphones. And I said, do you spray them like the shoes at the bowling alley? And the guy at the gun range was like, no, use them, don't use them. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll just use them. And then you put on the headphones, and then you are given a gun and some bullets, and you go and line up like it's an episode of Bones.
Yeah.
And because there's a row. And there were some young men who came, and you could either get a target, a silhouette of a guy target, or a stuffed animal that you could shoot. The stuffed animal was bananas, and these 2 young men had stuffed animals, and they were doing a gangster sideways shooting. God. It was all very dumb. They could not hit the side of a barn.
I'm so afraid. And why am I alive in this time?
Well, what would be a better time? Yep.
200 years from now?
From now. Oh, good call. Good call. The lava. Kyle. There's nothing there. Do you want to take another break?
Hi, I'm Dave Hill from Show Business. And while I'm not from Canada, my grandfather Clarence Vincent Blake Sr. was, and he wouldn't shut up about it. My grandfather moved on to that great penalty box in the sky way back in the 80s. Still, all these years later, I can't help but wonder, what do we really know about Canada and its people? Which is why my friend Chris Gersbeck and I decided to make So, You're Canadian. Brand new podcast from the Maximum Fun Network, on which I attempt to get to know our neighbors to the north, one Canadian at a time. Coming to Maximum Fun, August 27th. And I'm not sorry.
We're 51. We're doing it. So I'm looking forward to being home for a couple of weeks. And
that'll be awesome.
It's going to be pretty great. And just doing sets. Everyone should come to the Dynasty Typewriter on the 7th.
Please do, LA people.
And then in Denver on the 18th, that whole week I'm doing the Suburban Comedy Works, the one not in downtown. Mm-hmm. And that'll be super fun.
Does Wendy book that one too?
Yeah.
Not yet expressed an interest in Laurie Kilmartin.
Is she not gone in the Laurie Kilmartin direction?
No.
Well, I will, of course, be mentioning, you know what I did do? Mm-hmm. Most of our thread is, they're all headliners, and some of them don't want to go on the road right now.
Right.
But I have made a list of them and their email addresses, and then I'm just going to leave them with, I left some with Tom. I emailed Tom the list. Yeah. From
he
Phoenix.
takes his suggestions. He's picked a couple of female headliners that I suggested. Well, I'm sure other people did too.
I was asking him what old timey women comics he liked, because all of the pictures on he loves Wendy Liebman, and he loves Joan Rivers, and then he loves Rodney Dangerfield.
You know, there's a great age difference between Wendy Liebman and Joan Rivers.
So two people, 2 generations.
Right.
But he loves mostly people that are older than Joan Rivers.
The pictures on the walls.
The pictures on the wall.
So he does. I thought you meant booking wise.
Oh, no.
Okay, so yeah, he has a lot of pictures of old comics, but most do you know Rusty Warren is still alive?
No, who's
Knockers
Rusty
Up?
Warren?
That she has this record called Knockers Up from the 60s. Yes, she just got out of the hospital. She's like in her 90s. She's on fucking Facebook. I donated to her recovery fund.
Oh, wow.
Of course, she has no health insurance.
Of course
But
not.
she's like an early female comic legend, Rusty Warren. If you guys can
Where did
find-
she come out of?
Who knows? I thought she'd been dead for 20 years. I mean,
Right.
It was in the. Can you look up when Knockers Up came out? Like in either the 50s or 60s.
Wow.
Yes.
I've never heard of her. But I've
She
never
has
heard
red
of
hair
anyone.
and she had giant breasts at the time.
Hence the term,
But I mean,
knockers
I'm
up.
sure that's the only way she could get,
Any
it's
sort of
like,
stage
all right,
time.
that's the only door open to me. Let's do it. Let's drag out these titties.
1960 was her second album. She had done an album called Songs for Sinners in 1959, the year before.
1959, Songs for Singers, 1959, and then
Wow.
Knockers Up in 1960.
And she's still alive.
Wow, in her 90s. Is she working?
No.
15 albums between 59 and 77.
Wow.
15 albums, 59 to 77. I wonder if she needs the stuff from Sirius XM. I wonder if that's...
Oh my God.
Get this, by the way. Yeah, because there's all her money.
We got to look her up.
Get
I'm
this-
upset. I look at all you comics. I'm looking up to see what you're doing.
You finally
I'm
showed
obsessed.
me where I was supposed to be clicking and looking
Yeah.
up. They, for some reason, do have one of my albums. But it's the one that's on CD Baby. It's Circus People. It's my first real album that I did myself and published and then put it on CD Baby for distribution. And CD Baby must have done the paperwork.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, because I know because I named all the tracks. I how dumb, the dumb names. I misspelled the word family on purpose. I was
Oh, no,
hilarious.
you're not
I don't
helping
know
yourself
if you,
at all.
At all. I was. I might as well just poke myself in the eye.
Mike Kaplan. Holy, like I put in my name, the page loaded very quickly.
Oh,
You put in Mike Kaplan's name, it like
Remember the
takes
year-
a while.
You know the year that he came out with, I think it was either 3 or 4 albums in one year.
Fucking genius.
It was just storytelling and stand up and all these different things.
Damn.
Music, I think, as well.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah. He's got, he did the Dork Forest about ayahuasca.
Yeah.
And so and ayahuasca is not cheap.
He's leading the good life. Let's
Oh,
just
he's-
say he's leading the good life.
Yeah,
he
he's
writes
fine.
good jokes. He writes great jokes.
He does write
He's
good
funny.
jokes.
He's
He's
a nice
really funny.
guy,
He
and
is a
he
nice guy.
takes ayahuasca. I
Right.
don't see any problem with any of those things.
No, it's fine. But he was so funny about the ayahuasca.
Right.
Because he's like, it wouldn't, I don't think you would love it. And I was like, yeah, I would love it so much that I know that I shouldn't do it. Because I would want to be on it all the time. Because who doesn't want to check out for 4 hours and talk to a silver dragon or whatever the fuck is happening?
No, that would. If that happens, you are in grave danger.
Here's the thing, the NASA thing today, I did not get to reference. I was so close to referencing the Dragon Riders of Pern, and I referenced it at lunch when we did sort of a pre.
I don't know what you're talking about. You know that, right?
It's a book about dragons.
Okay.
And the Chronicles of Pern. It's essentially a planet.
If you say Pern one more time, I'm checking my Twitter notifications. Okay.
If you could Google yourself and under the word bedbug. So, I think we're done. Personally,
Wait, how much time have we done?
56.
I'm wrong. It turns out I am not. I am not correct. Kyle, you working this week?
No, I'm off this week.
Oh, you're out this week. That's well, that's great.
I'm not working tomorrow. I'm going to back to school night
Okay.
and doing parental stuff, and then Thursday I fly out to Roosters. And I bought plane tickets to come back to work, but we don't have to come in on Friday, so I have to convert those Southwest plane tickets
Back to points.
before I forget.
I'm really tired, but I'm really looking forward to the 6 shows
Oh, that'll be great.
It's 6 shows doing 45 to 55, whatever I want to do. And then I can, I don't know who's opening or featuring or anything.
Yeah.
But I really want to do it. And I can try my new order. And I think there's, whatever it is, it's all just iteration, obviously. Just over and over.
I'm looking forward to this weekend at Roosters because I have 4 shows. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I got 5, right?
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just kind of seeing what I have and going and just figuring it out. It's sitting down and writing and working on my, like, going through notebooks and stuff. I feel it's like being tortured. I feel like I'm on some sort of medieval wheel, and I'm being left out in the sun while vultures are picking at my eyes. That's what it feels like. So this is an awful process.
Well, here's the good news: is for at least 45 to 55 minutes a night, you'll be happy because you'll be running jokes.
Sure,
and that's the good times. That's what I like to do. I like to do stand-up comedy. That's my favorite thing to do.
Me too.
I'm leaving.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Audience supported.